Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Tuesday, July 16th, 2013. Okay, on tap news-wise for today. Kind of a busy day. We have a CPI at 8:30, Treasury International Capital at 9. I don't know what that is. Industrial production and housing market index coming out today, and then we have one of the Fed chairmans speaking at 2:15. So that is what's on the calendar for today. The biggies, of course, are CPI and industrial production. The biggest market impacting both before the market opens this morning. All right, and the next thing I wanted to do was to make sure that we all review our trading plan. And like I mentioned a couple days ago, I added this note up here: do not trade expirations at or after earnings. So if you have an expiration that is the week of earnings announcement or after earnings announcement, and you're looking to collect data, as IV builds, it's going to be very disruptive to your trade, and it's going to take you a lot longer to get out of it at a profit or even flat. Even though it may be profitable at expiration, it's going to take you longer. So keep that in mind. And then of course there's always the earnings announcement itself, which could go for you or against you. Okay, and now we're done with this. Let's take a look at what's happening out there. Europe is looking down in some cases sort of significantly, because 0.5% is sort of significant. Some of these other ones not so much, but 0.5% or more is an area to keep an eye on. And if we look at Asia, actually the only one that had a bad day was India. The rest of them had fairly decent days, with Nikkei not at its usual 1.5% to 2%, more at a 0.5% roughly. Okay, let's jump over to the futures here. We're looking at a flat open, relatively speaking. Gold is up a bit, and crude is actually up a tad from what we were looking at yesterday, about $1 or so a barrel. And silver still wallowing around the $20 mark, and gold is still trying to get above 1,300. And the rest of these are, you can't really tell anything from them. So now we'll jump right over and take a look at the account, and I really do need a pullback, and a sort of significant pullback, to pull back some of this negative delta, get me back into at least a flat position here. I didn't do anything on Netflix yesterday. I was watching it, and it wasn't really doing anything. There's a lot of indecision, and the same thing with Celgene. Celgene is refusing to cooperate as well. If we were to pop up a chart here right quick, I was watching it yesterday too, and it just, it was going red and then go green and go red and go green. There's not much I can do here right now, with the exception of booking my loss. It's pretty high up there as far as loss is concerned. It's not too far from 100%. So we are at approximately, well, let's see, we're down 1,100 out of $1,700 minus what I collected. So it's not, and it's not moving enough for me to just go ahead and buy back the short. So this one is going to be painful. Netflix, I'm still more or less waiting on Netflix for it to make up its mind. We have kind of the rest of this week. I was looking at selling off this 195 calendar, and it doesn't really make that much difference to my overall profit if I do sell it, or if I close it. So we're still waiting for something to happen here. And then, of course, this 260, I have a short at 260 here, and the stock is at 257.98. So it's like $2 away from being in the money and turning into a losing trade at expiration, which is way out in August. And like I said, the mistake here was having all this IV push down my white line on that trade. And let's take a look at that right quick. So yes, this increase in IV is pushing this white line down and taking my theta away. If I can only collect 50 cents in theta each day, I'm probably going to end up, I do want to get out of this before earnings. This is just too much of a hit to take at earnings, or do I take that risk? I don't know. The max I can make on this is 425, and my risk is 2,000. So I don't know. That's kind of a big one. They have bad earnings. Happy days are here again. So I don't know. I have until Friday to decide, but if IV keeps increasing, this white line is going to get pushed down even more. And I certainly don't want that. Okay. And then, like the rest of this stuff, this was insurance policies, and lesson learned on this too. We know that in the past, when the Russell had its pullback, looking at a chart, this would be back here in June, the end of June, when this pullback came. This trade was very profitable. It was up about 300. Each one was up about $300. And I need to learn to take profit on these a little bit earlier. I did have an opportunity, when it started climbing back up and my stochastic moved up. If I used that to exit these calendars, then it would have been a profitable trade. So, lesson learned. We're all here to learn. I do call myself the guru, but that just means teacher, and teachers always have things to learn as well. So, not being perfect, I have kind of a mess here, and I'm hoping that we have a pullback, a correction, I guess you might say. A couple of days of it would be really nice, and this week would be really nice as well. Okay, we'll jump right over to the A+ list. Not a lot going on there because of earnings, so we are going to keep a very close eye on earnings and not do anything crazy. So probably this week I will be adding to the A+ list, just so that we can review them at earnings times, are some of the major ETFs. And we'll take a look at those later on this week. But for right now, we have Apple indecisive here as far as trend is concerned, on the 50 MA anyway, and earnings coming up, so nothing happening there. Amazon, is it still on a tear? No, it may have topped out here. We'll just have to keep an eye on that, see if it comes down here. We'll see what happens with earnings also. So taking a pass on that one. Baidu. Oh, had a very nice day yesterday, did it not? Anything in the news? Baidu signs to acquire 100% interest in NetDragon's subsidiary. Oh, they must have a lot of money, 1.9 billion. Okay. A lot of news out yesterday on Baidu. So, also has earnings on June 24th, so we're not going to mess with that one either. We do have a target set down here. Target may be meaningless once earnings shows up. And Celgene, we took a peek at this before. It's looking pretty bullish right now. So that's what we're going to be looking for now with this target down here is a bullish trade and earnings coming up on 725. CF Industries giving me some heartburn here, but we do see some momentum heading down, or momentum coming out, I should say. Momentum, this indicator does not necessarily mean that the price is going to move down. What it means is that the change in the price, the momentum of the change in price is coming down. So that just means basically that you have kind of like squished up trading range over the last 3, 10, and 15 periods on this chart, which is days. And we have a red line over here on the 50 MA on the weekly. So we'll just have to see. We got a couple more days on this one. See if it's going to cooperate for me and save my account. Chipotle's doing just fine. And they have earnings coming up the end of this week. So we need, and this is a good example also of, we got expiration this Friday. This white line should be up here. But the increase in IV is pushing this down. So we may only end up with our little measly small profit on this come the end of this week. If any at all. It may even push it down even further. Who knows? Yes. Who knows? Alright, gold. Looking for a hook down here. We did get a hook. We need some sort of additional indication. I would like to see percent D also move down. Not just percent K, but percent D to hook down as well. We got momentum leaving, but looking pretty good over here on the weekly chart. So we got mixed confirmations. Google. Still on a tear. Earnings coming up the end of this week. Take a pass on that. Goldman Sachs. We got mixed signals here. We have earnings coming up. Oh, they had earnings. I was sleeping. Oh, today. They've already announced it. I was sleeping. Shame on me. Alright. This is sort of confusing. That's just an estimate, but it's too late for me right now, so we're just going to have to see how this plays out. I was really asleep at this one. I didn't put an alert, a date-based alert for myself, so that could be my mistake. We were waiting for this alert to go off, and it did not. I'm taking it off. MasterCard. looking for a hook here. We have earnings coming up the end of the month, and we don't have multiple weeklies on that, so we're taking a pass. Netflix, we already beat that one to death. Priceline, we have no position on Priceline. We're looking for a pullback down to here on the stochastic for an entry. So nothing happening there. Panera. Alright, Panera has earnings coming up next week. So nothing happening there. I don't want to touch that one, and we don't have multiple weeklies on that. Tesla, no multiple weeklies either, with earnings coming up tentatively on the 24th. They're unconfirmed. And Visa, earnings coming up next week. Not touching this one either. So because of earnings, that's it. I'll probably be adding like the spiders and I don't know what else. That, like the Qs, there's not like much money in the Qs, so I don't particularly like trading the Qs because of that. So I'll be looking around for some other high volume ETFs to add to the list that have a decent price on them, like over $100. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks a heap for watching. I've made some mistakes. I'm probably going to pay for them, or I may luck out. I'm not sure. But again, thanks again for watching. You can watch me make mistakes and watch me be successful at times too. So that's the way the game is played. Have a great day and happy trading.